look famished, Ingmar. Are you trying to lose weight?
Of course not, woman. The Reach has nothing good to eat. And the stuff I can buy has all types of maggots in it.
Always sobbing, Ingmar. Maybe I'll treat you to a fancy meal tonight. Need to get some meat on your bones.
I'm not a child. But I'll take you up on that meal. My stomach is eager for something new.
Hello?
Bones of the dust. The flesh work.
You all right?
Out with it.
The Ancestor Glade was a sight to see. We should go back and visit, if we have the time.
Commander, you must understand that this costly operation you've scrolled will set you back on your debt with the kingdom.
And you must understand, Naraman, that this is our last opportunity to justify our presence here. Without this, any suspicions among the Bretons of our ineptitude will only deepen.
I advise great caution with the occupants of Deep Crag, Drugo. They could hold invaluable information. All you need to do is stay your hounds.
Keen to see them survive. Why is that, Naraman?
We shouldn't debase ourselves by imitating the barbarous Britons here. They've already bled the orcs dry. Why should we add to the slaughter?
The plans have been inked. We are not dealing with civilians here. Any rights the Empire would bestow are now forfeit. There will be no further delays.
Very well, Drugo, very well. All the blood that spills will be on you.
Out with it. The Empire doesn't employ the services of simple murderers and thugs. But if you're looking to serve Tamriel, then yeah, we could use you. As you may or may not be aware, there's a significant orc population to the west of our hold. It's not just a neutral party either. Scouts have reported that they've burnt down a small outpost and built around it rapidly. We fear that their expansion may reach Arnima and further. Our auxiliaries and a few of the town guard may be sufficient to clear the outpost. We just have to pray they don't send more through the ravine. Go meet with the officer station just at the ridge, overlooking the lake. If you're still breathing, find your way back to this outpost, and I'll have a most generous reward waiting on the table. I hope you're one that honors the contract, which is a rare breed around here. I'm sure. Now, don't keep my men waiting. May you have good fortune in the battle to come.
you say?
So, you made it here then. Very well. We'll soon be cutting a path through these barbarians and taking back that post. Get ready. From the scouts' assessments, orc capabilities range from small artillery, arrows and such, to the main bulk of their arsenal, which are the blunt weapons stolen from the sacked depot within Deep Crag. Reports have spoken of them fostering great hounds, so avoid these beasts if you want to keep your limbs from rotting. Their incisors are known to be coated in the foulest fluids. Apart from that, standard affair. We'll break through their ranks in closed formation, shields raised. The knights will deal with the larger orcs as we strike at the archers. Keep moving and stay focused. Barbarians are vicious, but simple. Use your wits to your advantage.
You want to find some shelter. I want to be outside when it's pissing down.
Enemies in sight. Hold back. Subject, watch yourself.
back.
Straight for the throat.
My steel is going up your ass.
Feel the brunt of the empire.
Back down. I'll carve you up.
Back to the room. Say your prayers.
Too easy. I'll chop you up. Slowly make you walk.
Straight for
Bathe in your blood.
time to strike.
Stay down. Time to kiss my thing. Compressed metal. Weak, you down, reach. Draw your last breath.
Time to strike. Rest of the room.
I'll piss on your corpse. Weak as this. Suffer for that. Too easy.
These are a special type of orc. I've seen it firsthand in the away rest. But so many fights, so many corpses.
Straight for the throat.
Going places, wrecking faces.
Suffer for that.
lost contact with many of our orc consorts, having been cut off from the enclaves, their motives are ultimately left to what we can infer. Looking at where they strike and when, it seems not to be out of some savage stroke. Rather, they're distracting us from something. In every instance when we find ourselves combating these vandals, a whole slew of refugees will be seen making their way to the crags of the Reach, following this hidden route to some unknown. We've sent scouts to tail them, yet we haven't retrieved anything valuable in terms of where the orcs are going or who's organizing them. We were foolish to underestimate the orcs' cunning. Even a dullard can see how fruitless their violence has been up to now. I sincerely believe they're being sent on forlorn missions, with no hope of survival. There's a grander scheme at play here, we just have to uncover it. Attempt to piece together and rebuild this fractured outpost with the help of the garrison to the east, and try to root out any remaining radicals. But between you and me, I wish I wasn't even here in the first place. The situation in the Reach is quite frankly hopeless.
My soldiers tell me of your skill in battle, and have reported that you did what you were sent for. Thus, you'll be rewarded generously. Also, have a look at this. Seems Mortafane is in need of a mercenary. Apparently those witchmen up in the valley ran with something very dear to him. Seeing that you've excelled in helping our forces with that assault, I'm sure you'll be more than enough for whatever he has in store. If you're keen on following through on that bounty, then your first course of action is to keep your voice low and have your intentions clear. Mortafane has a tendency to conjure agendas and plots where there aren't any, and strangers like yourself make the perfect suspect. He can be cooperative if you're candid, as we've attempted to be in the past, mostly to our detriment. He leaves us alone largely, as we provide ancillary support for trade and arms, and we leave him alone to engage in his twisted method of politics. You've enough resolve to face Mortafane if you had enough to engage those rampaging orcs. Don't let my horror stories scare you from any potential fortunes. Isn't that the question we're all looking to answer? You'd think the Empire's multi-century stay here would have stifled racial tensions somewhat, but they just keep the old feuds going, with no signs of relief. These particular orcs who sacked our outpost, however, well, that's an even more startling development that has no rational impetus, at least to our knowledge. They've dug themselves deep in the middle of the kingdom, surely knowing that we'll use any and all means to tear them out. It's not a question of if we're going to take back what's ours, it's when. There must be some deeper scheming at play here. Maybe they intend to distract us from something that spells even greater bloodshed. Or am I imparting too much reason onto an ultimately fickle race whose sole priority it is to conquer? Could be. Yet they've had ample opportunity to act on that vengeful streak, seeing as it's been nigh 200 years since its raising. Though, since the Great War, we know that the crimes of our forebears will find us suffer the same indictments. Seems we're all locked into the past, and the future is forever beholden to history. Stagnation predicates itself on the adoration of yesteryear. I'm not just a sheath. In times of relative peace, I try to work on my humanity. Makes it all the easier to conduct diplomacy in this land. Valet. It's of principal importance, and not for reasons that are immediately apparent. Rather, the value in Deepcrag has a more intangible aspect. Precedence. Deepcrag could consist of a shed and a bucket, yet it would still make us irreducibly vilified if we had lost it. And that precedence is what we want to stay clear of. We don't want more daring opportunities to lunge at us when we are weakest. That's a situation that can cascade and destroy everything we've built here. Our reputation in High Rock is, at present, dismally low. We cannot lose further rapport with our Bretonic allies. They will find us more of a burden than an aid, and will seek to sever ties with us swiftly. So if we lose High Rock, what with what's going on in Skyrim, well, we may as well lose the entire Empire. After all, what is an empire without its subjects? Important enough for us to have been entrenched in this swamp for centuries, and I have a feeling that value will be immeasurable in the immediate future. You've heard about the Great War. Unless you've recently awakened from beneath a rock, then I'll assume you have. Now, most of our trade to High Rock was conducted by sea, with us skirting the shores of Tamriel all the way up to this province. You may be thinking, why the long voyage when a trip through the Reach would have taken a fraction of the time? Well, that's how dangerous the Reach was, and is, for trade. Not to mention the crags and valleys that make up this dizzying maze. A nightmare for any unguarded or inattentive convoy. Keen observation. I wonder what gave it away. Just because we're not ecstatic in our stay doesn't mean we'll forego our duties here, so fret not. Valet.
Mate, come on.